Hey, welcome back, Algebra 2 students. Today we're looking at 4-3 radical equations. The thing to remember whenever we're solving an equation is you guys should be familiar with the idea of order of operations, PEMDAS. So when we simplify, we go from top to bottom, but when we solve, we generally go from bottom to top. So if you can follow these rules, then it should be pretty easy. You just treat the radicals as if they were parentheses. So let's go ahead and get started. So we start from the bottom. There's no subtraction or additions that we can get to. The only one that we have is the one inside of the radical, so we can't get to it yet. No multiplications and divisions, no exponents. So at this point, we can undo our square root by squaring both sides, which cancels the square root, right? So we have w plus 8 equals 6 squared, which is 36. And then now we start back at the bottom, take care of our addition and subtraction. So we subtract our 8. W is equal to 28. Okay, so same thing on the second one. This time we do have an addition or subtraction to take care of first, which is outside the radical. So we're going to go ahead and subtract our 1 first. Three minus 1 is 2. And then we're back to where we were in the beginning of the first problem, right? We're going to undo our square root by squaring both sides. 2 squared is 4. And now we just have a two-step equation. So we're going to add our 11. Four plus 11 is 15. And then we divide by 3. So W equals 15 divided by 3, which is 5. Okay, on to the last two. Now number 3 looks a little bit complex, but it's really not because we only have square roots to deal with. So we're going to square both of these to get rid of the square roots. So we have 2v plus 15 equals 4v plus 3, right? Because the squares and the square roots cancel each other out. Okay, now we have variables on both sides. Usually we bring the smaller one over. It doesn't matter. It just will make you have more steps to do if you don't bring the smaller one over. Okay, so we subtract our 2v. So we have 15 equals 4 minus 2 is 2v plus 3. And we're back at a two-step. Subtract our 3. 15 minus 3 is 12. Now we divide by 2. So 6 is equal to v. Okay, now on to the last one. This one's a little bit strange, right? Because we have an x on the right side and we have a square root on the left side. So what we can do here is we'll just take the square, or we'll square both sides so we can undo the square root. So the left side is 9x minus 20. The right side is x squared. Now, because we have x squared, we're looking at a quadratic, which means we're going to eventually have to factor, which is fine. But what we want to do is we want to get all our things over to the x squared side, and we want to make sure x squared is positive. So we're going to move our 9x and our 20 to the right. So this is going to be 0 equals x squared minus 9x plus 20. Let's get into our factoring. So we're looking at what multiplies to get 20, adds to get negative 9. So that would be negative 4 and negative 5. Because negative 4 times negative 5 is 20. Negative 4 plus negative 5 is negative 9. So our answers here, remember, we're not quite done yet. We have to say what our x's are going to be to make this 0. So because we have two things multiplied to get 0, that means that one of those things at least has to be 0. So x is going to be equal to 4 because 4 minus 4 is 0, or 5 because 5 minus 5 is 0. Okay, that's it. Hopefully it's not too bad. I think you guys will do fine. Good job.